Session. Okay. So the morning session, we just stopped like how do we have our perception, right? So the existence, right? So to the outer world, right? So that is any thought that you gave it to your brain, any solution from your side? Just want to make sure that you exist. This is what the research that you are doing, and this is what the credentials that you have. How do you go about that?
So online publications.
Online publications, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, online publications, good answer. Manasa ma'am?
And Google Scholar we have, and the summer portal we have, where almost all the applicant details are.
Okay, may I know who is speaking?
Sir,
Please?
this is
Sorry.
Dr. Nagesh speaking. Sir.
Nagesh sir, Nagesh sir.
Yes, sir. Google Scholar is the one where we have an option where the publications will help us to make available about the profile of the faculties to the worldwide actually.
Correct.
That is, and also with one we have summer portal we have.
Absolutely right. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. Very good answer, sir. Very good answer. So you have Google Scholar, you have Vidwan, IRINS, right? So and then you have Samarth portal. So what is Samarth basically? What is Samarth?
Summer portal is the government portal, sir, where we upload every information. So where the government need not to have any.
Correct. So that is basically an ERP,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes. So ERP stands for Enterprises Resource Planning. Enterprise Resource Planning. Right. So other than that, see, Google Scholar, yeah, absolutely, I accept your answer. But unless otherwise, your research publication should have that value to get indexed in the Google Scholar. Not all the yes, publications will be indexed in the Google Scholar. Otherwise, especially in the field of the different humanities branch, like it could be in language, or it could be in social work, or it could be in political science, or it could be in economics, right? So there are very good sets of languages that exist. I mean, there are very good sets of domains that exist. But ultimately, you want to showcase yourself. So how do you do that? Do you know that there is one portal called ResearchGate?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. We have.
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah.
Okay. How many of you don't have this ResearchGate credentials? If you are not really, if you don't have an login credentials, or if you are not created, yeah, if you are not created, okay, if you are not created a ResearchGate profile, it's my sincere request that you create your ResearchGate profile and go on adding your, publication, right? So go on adding your publication. Otherwise, as Dr. Nagesh said, even Vidwan will does the good job, right? So especially in terms of publication. So that is why I told you, right? So in the beginning, right? So you need not to, present your CV, that is curriculum vitae, or your resume to the outer world in explaining minutes together that what exactly you have done. It's just and any user should be in a position to go to Google, right? So to go to Google and type what exactly or who you are looking for, and all the information that what is required should be made available in the portal, right? So for that, the ResearchGate is good enough, right? So your Vidwan is good enough, Samarth is good enough, right? So try to make use of this portal. Now, if I want to see that who is doing best in the field of Kannada literature, right? So maybe Dr. Praveen has done probably 100 publications in the field of Kannada. As soon as I go to Google, right? So and I type Dr. Praveen P, right? So the first name should always appear Dr. Praveen P, who is a well-known researcher, especially in the field of language Kannada, or similarly zoology, or similarly chemistry, right? So etc. Because that is where actually you're going to create your perception, because every day I think even in the NIRF ranking and all, everybody is asking for this word called perception. Perception is basically that how you are going to project your self. right? So in that sense, this information technology plays a very, very vital role, especially in how really this can be made publicly available, right? So about your profile. So that's the good answer. So as I told, I have some slides, prepared. I'll just try to share that. Uh, So can you see the presentation slides?
Sir, connected.
Okay, can you see the presentation slide, ma'am? Savita, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So the benefits is the benefits of information technology, right? So that is obviously the the speed, right? So see, I am sitting at this place, right? So and I'm delivering a lecture such that it is reaching even to the Maharashtra, which is almost 800 to 900 kilometers away from my place, right? So the rate at which the data travels, right? So is something which is very tremendous, right? So and then the consistency that what I am speaking, right? So it is consistent in nature, right? So the consistency will be maintained all the time. Then the precision, right? So especially the information technology, right? So the whenever you try to deploy, right? So maybe we'll be looking for the highest level of precision, especially the in the field of medicine and all. You might have seen, right? So for example, it could be an CT scan, MRI images, right? So X-ray images that you are going to capture, right? So all these techniques, right? So are very precise, right? So will give very precise, results, right? So it's only because of the information technology and the guaranteed reliability, right? So the guaranteed reliability, right? So you can trust your information technology, right? So such that if nothing has been hampered, right? So in between the sender and the receiver, right? So, but there are so many plus and minus when compared to all these four, that is speed, consistency, precision, and the reliability. Probably you might have seen from past 3 days back or 4 days back, there was a big news, right? So especially not 3 days or 4 days, right? So it was just a day before yesterday, I guess, right? So did you see that news? One of the Infosys top, officer, right? So one of the top officer of the Infosys has been cheated with around 2.8 crores. Did you see that news? Cybercrime. Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, did you see that news? Just 2 days back, there was a big news such that one of the Infosys topmost management person has been cheated with around 2.8 crores, right? So through cybercrime, right? So which is definitely not acceptable and which is not really reliable, right? So that's the one of the major limitations that we can see with this information technology. But if you really handle very sensibly and with little sensitivity, I think you can do the best things, especially with this information technology. And what are the applications of IT in our daily life? Can you see the slide, madam? Savita, ma'am? I just move to the next slide.
Sir, connected.
Okay, I am showcasing applications of IT in our daily life. Shankrama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you see the slide?
Yeah, I can. I
Okay.
hope everybody can.
Okay. So in office buildings, in traffic and transport, right? So in traffic and transportation, right? So I think nowadays, government is spending a lot of money, especially in building the smart cities, right? So which owns the smart, or ITS, that is intelligent transport system, right? So and then in networks, data center, right? So data center which is playing a very critical role, right? So where your data is managed to the best extent in outer space, right? So that is in outer space, that is through the space research, right? So I think now, very recently, you might have seen this, how this ISRO has launched the Chandrayaan-3, right? So, and which required a lot of computational aspects, the factories, local and national government, right? So, for example, the political science people are using a lot of strategies to come out with the information technology to come out with various analysis. I think you might have seen yesterday evening's exit poll of the 5 different states. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that
Yes,
is
sir.
that is basically a job of an that is basically a job of an political science people, or the people who are interested in the field of politics, right? So where they are going to do the analysis of the people trends, right? So people trend and their voting, their voting, and then they'll come to an certain conclusion, right? So then they'll come to a certain conclusion that this is what the exit polls, right? So that it gives the mandate, right? So similarly, the agricultural farms, right? So I think agricultural farms, no doubt, right? So in India, artificial intelligence is really playing a very vital role, right? So especially in the field of agriculture, there is a new concept called precision agriculture, right? So where you are going to deploy a lot of artificial intelligence technique, right? So to do this precision agriculture, fishing, financial institutions, departmental stores, supermarkets, homes, and ultimately in hospitals. And hospitals, you cannot imagine without the deployment of the information technology. And lastly, at schools, right? So nowadays, more or less, all the schools are right. So all the schools are equipped, very well equipped with these kind of techniques, right? So that how the technology can be deployed, right? So how the technology can be deployed, right? So, but on the other hand, we have certain limitations, right? So everybody's concern, right? So everybody's concern, right? So what is that concern? Most of us, right? So are complaining that kids are beyond, kids are behind these gadgets, right? So tabs, right? So most of the time they want to use their tabs. Most of the times they want to use their laptops. Most of the times they want to use these cell phones, mobile phones. They'll do gaming, they'll see reels, right? So they'll watch us Instagram, right? So they do so many other activities, which is a major threat, or which is a main disadvantages of the information technology, right? So but we have an option, right? So such that it can be customized, such that these things need not to be given as an option for the kids, but ultimately we being the parents, right? So we'll try to we'll try to neglect, or forget, right? So such that that customization is employed, right? So such that kids are not allowed to access such kind of an applications, right? So that is what the drawbacks that I can talk to it, right? So otherwise, business and management, right? So there is a tremendous impact of information technology, especially in the field of business and management. And if you see the education, right? So now enjoy learning, right? So students, teachers, right? So chalk piece board concept are already gone in most of the very reputed schools, right? So in most of the reputed schools, right? So the everything they'll present, right? So it's all through the smart boards, right? So it's all through the smart boards, right? So even the student can interact, right? So student can interact, and the teacher can similarly interact with the same mode by using the information technology. And days are gone, right? So days are gone, which will be explained theoretically, right? So which will be explained theoretically, especially for the school kids or the college students, right? So everything we'll try to make use of the technology that is made available, right? So in order to showcase, right? So in order to showcase more practical applications, right? So more practical applications, right? So through using the technology. For example, if I say image, if I say the image is compressed, right? So how do you showcase the image is compressed, right? So unless otherwise, if the students see that how the image is compressed, right? So you cannot really appreciate the things. Yes or no? right? So if I want to explain how the earthquake takes place, right? So I should show some video, right? So because there is a famous proverb which which tells that one image, right? So is better than thousands of words, right? So now people are not really interested about the image, but people are more interested about the videos, right? So online or the real time videos, right? So and then students and the parents, right? So security and the care, right? So you can employ or you can deploy the security aspects or the caring aspects of the students or the kids, right? So to make the parenting very effectively, right? So to make the parenting very effectively, right? So these are all some of the things that where you can find the application of information technology in the field of education. Otherwise, everybody is talking something about the multimedia classroom, right? So where it contains many things. For example, student enrollment, right? So student enrollment. Now, if you see the award of the scholarship, even the award of the scholarship is through the online, right? So the teachers are going to teach the varieties of examples through some case studies, right? So and you can use many smart devices. It could be tab, right? So it could be tab, right? So or people who are sitting at the far place can give the best lecture when compared to the class teacher, right? So even the same thing can be carried to the home, right? So where you can refresh that whatever the things that are happened at the class. And then we have something called multimedia studio, right? So multimedia studio, right? So where you can record, right? So you can where you can record the class content and you can post the same, where you can post the same through the class content, right? So you can connect the different classrooms, you can connect the different schools, you can connect different geographical locations, right? So through this information technology and make the education more meaningful way of learning, right? So this is where you can find the application of the information technology in the field of the education. This I'll just simply skip, that is telemedicine. Telemedicine is another area which is gaining lot of popularity, right? So where especially during the COVID period, right? So especially during the COVID period, there are many things that has happened, right? So where people used to call over the telephone and take the medicine as per the advice given by the doctor, who sits at the remote place, right? So who sits at the remote place, and continuously their health will be monitored, right? So continuously their health will be monitored, right? So the monitored health will be sent to the doctor, and the doctor will take the next set of actions. And entertainment, yes, entertainment has become a big industry, right? So nowadays, right? So because of the gaming and because of the film industries, right? So I think you might have seen some of the present movies, right? So where a lot of lot of animations, right? So a lot of animations, a lot of things have been incorporated in the films, right? So they'll invest hardly 100 crores or 200 crores of money, but they'll take away nearly 500 crores to 600 crores of money. So you see, just for 15 to 20 days of time, right? So that is the impact of this technology in the field of entertainment, right? So there are various other applications that you can see in the various fields, right? So if we take from the field of history, anybody is from the field of history? Anybody is from the field of history here? This class? Anybody is from field of history? Okay, so I'll just run through them. This is how actually the information technology can be used in the field of history. See why I am presenting this slide, because I've taken the different domains, and I'm trying to showcase that how this information technology can be used in the respective fields, right? So in the respective fields, and such that in the respective fields, if you use the information technology, right, so you can achieve the better result, right? So you can achieve the better result. That is point number one. Point number two, by default, right? So by default, it will become an interdisciplinary research, right? So because you're trying to make use of the information technology, which is in another discipline or which is in another domain, right? So into the field of an history or any other domains, right? So such that you're trying to combine the history with the information technology, or history with or information technology with any other domains, right? So I'm trying to showcase, right? So how well, right? So how well or how you can really improvise the results that you are going to achieve, right? So in the field of your own domain, right? So this is history. I'll just skip since nobody is from the field of and nobody is from the field of history. See, for example, even the pyramid discovery, right? So the pyramid discovery, though it has been evaluated by using a cosmic ray imaging records, right? So they used and subatomic particles called muons, right? So that penetrated through the rock, right? So which is similar to the X-rays, right? So into the deeper, into the deeper pyramid, right? So into the deeper pyramid, right? So and then find the mysterious chambers, right? So which were inside the ancient edifice, right? So this is how actually the information technology has been used, right? So to discover the content that is present inside the pyramid, right? So this is one simple example that I have given. But if you see, especially this diagram, right? So especially this diagram, right? So where the documents are there, right? So where the documents are there, right? So we'll call it as in scripts, right? So which are almost thousands years old or more than 1,000-year-old script. All these scripts, right? So all the scripts are scanned, right? So all the scripts are scanned and they are created, right? So they are created into a PDF format, right? So they are created into a PDF format, right? So and then you're going to set a profile for that PDF document that you have created, and you are going to store that in your cloud or in your computer devices, right? So now you are done with your job, right? So you need not to worry about the spoiling of that script which has been created around 1,000 years back or 2,000 years back, because you already digitized, right? So you already digitized, right? So see the beauty of information technology, how it is making the life so simple, right? So which is a very really a tough task to maintain the 2,000 years old script, right? So which has been converted into a digital format, and you are going to store it, and as and whenever you need it, you can just retrieve it, right? So this is how actually you can make use of the information technology in the field of history. Anybody is from geography here? Geography? Anybody is from geography? Right. So geography, I'll just show you, something called the autonomous cars. Yes or no? Sureka ma'am? Dr. Lloyd?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We know
You
about
know what-
autonomous cars.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
know what are autonomous cars?
Yes, sir.
What are autonomous cars?
Sir, they drive automatically without
Driver, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
driverless cars, right? So they are driverless cars, right? So how do they basically drive? Basically, they'll try to capture the longitude and the latitude. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. I think they use the navigation, sir.
Yeah,
Navigation
they
system,
use the
yes.
navigation, right? So then they use the navigation tool, right? So they'll try to capture the coordinates, that is latitude and the longitude, right? So you're going to give the source as well as the destination. This is as simple as most of you have used Google Maps. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. We have used.
Yeah, you have used Google Maps. How does this Google Map works?
Okay, navigation, sir.
Yes, it's through
They take
navigation, right?
satellite
Yes.
pictures maybe.
Yeah, it's through navigation, right? So where the longitude and the latitude should be given, right? So where the longitude and the latitude should be given, right? So if you give the longitude and the latitude, right? So then automatically the shortest, but the very interesting part, right? So very interesting part that you are going to see is it's not only finds the source and the destination, but very interestingly, it also estimates what is the congestion that you are going to see during the traverse period or during the traverse time from the source and the destination. Yes or no? Because your Google Maps will be giving some yellowish, kind of dots, right? So what does it indicates? It indicates the path that you are trying to travel, right? So is congested with the vehicles, right? So with the vehicles, right? So that you can avoid that particular road and you can take the deviation, right? So this is how actually the information technology is really helping out, right? So in the field of geography, right? So urban planning, right? So GIS mapping, telecom and network service, right? So telecom and network service, especially if you see, right? So the bigger the sea, right? So oceans, right? So where the lot of cables have undergone, right? So the optical fiber channels, optical fiber, paths have been, established between the source and the destinations has to be mapped, right? So if you just see this, right? So if you just see this second diagram, that is telecom and the network services, right? So more or less all the countries, right? So all the countries from the nook and corner of the world have been connected, right? So but that has to be monitored. How do you monitor, right? So that is how actually you can make use of the information technology in the field of geography. Right, so accident analysis and the hotspot analysis, worldwide earthquake information system, right? So soil mapping, right? So these are some of the very interesting area that you can really think of if you are working in the domain of geography, right? So next, political science. I think some of them are there from the political science. Anybody's from political science? Anybody is from political science? No. Dr. Lloyd, you are from which domain?
Sir, I'm from social work, sir.
Okay, you are from social work.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So political science, see political ratings that the candidate achieve, right? So yesterday, yesterday evening by 6 o'clock, as soon as that election of Telangana got over, right? So I think most of the TV channels, right? So most of the TV channels, were just bombarding the news about the exit polls, right? So about the exit polls of the state, of the 5 states, right? So, but if you see the, results that that is going to get announced, more or less, at least certain exit polls, right? So will be so accurate, right? So will be so accurate, right? So will be so accurate, and it will be true to the best extent, right? So how do they do that, right? So how do they do that, right? So basically by making use of, right? So basically by making use of lot of strategies, right? So a lot of strategies, and also by using the information technology, right? So now the political ratings that candidates achieve, right? So that is also one of the important components nowadays. What the political parties that they are using. I think if you see in some of the political parties have given a mandate to the political leaders, right? So such that they should have so many number of followers, right? So for example, they should have 10 lakh followers, they should have 15 lakh followers, they should have 20 lakh followers, either in the Facebook or either in the Twitter or either in the Instagram. But what does it say, right? So what does it say? It says that he is so popular, right? So he says it's so popular. And if you see the Prime Minister of India, he has got more than crores of followers, right? So what does it indicate? It indicates that so many number of followers are there for the Prime Minister of India. So many number of followers are there for the Chief Minister of India. So many number of followers are there for even for the teacher, right? So even for the teacher, right? So that is how actually the political ratings will be generated for an individual users. And nowadays, we are not using any kind of an hard copy of a pamphlet or the banners or the brochures that we are going to distribute among the voters, right? So, but everybody is using an internet as a tool, right? So everybody is using an internet as a tool, right? So because for the free advertising, right? So you can just keep on sending the messages, right? So you can just keep on sending the messages, right? So, but in this case, the journalist, anybody is from journalism? Anybody is from journalism?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಜರ್ನಲಿಸಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay, so even the journalism, right? So nowadays it has because previously, if you see just 10 years back, journalism and journalists have a big problem, right? So especially to travel from one place to another place, especially to capture the news, right? So nowadays it's so simple, right? So the news media, if you see the newsroom, right? So they'll sit in one place. Right. So, for example, if you take Bangalore, right? So the newsroom, right? So and there'll be a live telecasting from Mysore, right? So, but if the match is going on today, there is a match, right? So at Raipur, right? So, but just we are sitting at home, right? So and it will be telecasted, and you will be having an continuous interaction, right? So with the various other sports personals, right? So we will be giving the information about the pitch reports, about the toss, and about the various commentaries, right? So about the decisions that they are going to take during the match, right? So everything is in a fingertip, right? So you can just bring in the concept of information technology, right? So into the field of political science, and you can make the life of the politician simple, especially from the perspective of publicity, right? So especially from the perspective of the publicity, right? So that is one very interesting thing that takes place nowadays, right? So where they are going to make use of the social platforms to do most of the political activities, right? So now coming to the very interesting field called languages. Okay, how many of them are from languages? From Kannada, I know 2 are there.
ಕನ್ನಡ.
Okay, only 2.
ಅಲ್ಲ 6 ಜನ.
5-6 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
6 ಜನ from which language?
ಕನ್ನಡ.
ಸರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸರ್.
Only from Kannada.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಸರ್.
Okay.
Economics.
Okay, so Praveen sir, now you just tell me what is the present research that you are doing, sir, in the field of Kannada?
ಸರ್ ಕ್ವಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಕನ್ನಡ?
What is the present research that you are doing in the field of Kannada?
ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
Okay.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಾಸರಗೋಡಿನ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್.
Okay.
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನನ್ನ MA ಡಿಸರ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಬುಕ್ ಕೂಡ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Very nice, very nice. So other than that?
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಸರ್.
Okay, very nice.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ.
Okay.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಳೆಗನ್ನಡದ ಕೃತಿ ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಜನ್ನನ ಕೃತಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಪುರಂದರದಾಸರ ಪ್ರತಿಮೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
Okay, so other than that, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು there is another any way of using information technology to the field of language? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ ಕನ್ನಡದವರು? Does anybody has used this Kannada, I mean this information technology to your field? Huh? Yes or no?
ನುಡಿ
ಸರ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ತಂತ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ತುಂಬಾ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಹೊನ್ರಾಜು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಶೋಧಗಂಗಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರನ ಕುರಿತು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಮಾಹಿತಿನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶೋಧಗಂಗಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಕಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲೆ ಹಾಕೋತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಿರುವಂತ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಂತಹ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ.
Okay. So I'll give you an example.
ನುಡಿಯನ್ನು ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್. ನುಡಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ.
Okay. Nudi software is meant for the documentation. Yes.
Lipi, one more software is there for Kannada.
Correct. Lipi is there. Okay.
Yeah.
So other than that,
ಆದರೆ ಬಳಕೆಗೆ ಬರಹ ತುಂಬಾ ಚಂದ ಸರ್. ಯೂಸರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ಬರಹ ಅನ್ನೋದು.
Okay.
Baraha is one more.
Okay.
ಈ
So
ಬುಕ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಯನಕ್ಕೆ
good that
ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್
you know.
ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಸರ್.
Good that you know a little, at least some tools and techniques, right? So to make use for your field. But there is another very interesting field, information technology though. Have you heard any time there is a concept called natural language processing? See,
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
okay, why I am telling this is, if you just use natural language processing to your field, right? So natural language processing to your field, right? So then that will become a wonderful research, right? So I can assure you, right? So because the name itself tells it's a language processing, right? So natural language processing. A simple example that I can tell you is, see, Mysore is a place where there are many foreigner comes and goes, right? So Mysore is a place where many foreigners comes and goes, and there are certain. I think somebody has to mute. Okay. So
I think
Mysore
Murugesh sir has to mute. Murugesh sir. Sir, ನಿಮ್ದು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Now
much,
you
sir.
muted. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, why I'm telling this is, you just try to bring in this information technology, right? So to your language, right? So and see the beauty of it. See, a good example that can be given is, China, right? So China. I'm talking only in English because some of them are from Maharashtra, so that is why I doubt whether they can understand Kannada, right? So that is why I'm doubt whether they can understand Kannada, right? So if you take the field of, right? So if you take the field of, I'm talking about the China, right? So this is the only country in China, right? So where they doesn't use any other languages other than China. Agree?
Agree, sir.
Yes,
Agree.
sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Right. So, and
Agree,
this is,
sir. Agree.
and this is the only country, especially the China, where including the international flights, which are landing and which will take off from the China, right? So we'll take the instructions only through the Chinese language. In none of the countries, they'll give the codes, right? So by with their own languages, right? So almost in all the countries they'll use the English, but China, right? So if you see, and even in Russia, certain airports, right? So China and Russia and certain airports, right? So they'll use their own languages, right? So especially to give the instruction even for the flight that is coming from the international place to land and to take off. Agree?
Agree, sir.
Right. So then, how do see if we are traveling from Bangalore to China, right? So how do the pilot will get to know, or how do the pilot will get to understand that what exactly they are communicating? It's not basically the code words, right? So it's basically the language that they are going to get, right? So it's basically the language that they are going to use, right? So and hence they'll use some sorts of translations, right? So some sorts of a translation, such that the Chinese will use the translator to convert from one language to another language, right? So that is, the Chinese will be converted into English, whether it is an speech that they are going to listen, or whether they are going to see the writing information which is written in the China, right? So which is written in the China, right? So such particular concept is called as, or such concepts are called as the machine translation. And there is a concept called Google Translator, right? So Google Translator or Google Translation, which tries to convert from one form of language to another form of an language. So this is the beauty, and this is the hot cake in the field of language. And if you take the city of, if you take the state of Karnataka state, if you take our own Karnataka state, how many languages can you expect here? The challenges that I wanted to highlight. As a whole India, if you take, there are many languages, right? So there are many, many languages. But if we take one state, one Karnataka state itself, how many languages you can expect?
There are many languages, sir.
Like?
Like Kannada, Tulu, Konkani, Byari, Kodagu, then
Marathi.
Yes, Marathi.
Marathi.
Many languages, sir. Malayalam also.
Telugu, Tamil,
Yes.
Malayalam.
Urdu.
No.
Yeah.
I am talking only about. I am talking only in the Karnataka state, right? So I am talking only in the Karnataka state. But
Sir.
still, many people who come from the different states will also live in the Karnataka. Yes or no? Right. So that is the challenge number one. Praveen sir, you can really sense the challenge that lies in the field of language. Why I'm explicitly talking on the language, because 6 to 7 members are there from the field of language. You can just see the level of complexity that exists in the language. But another very interesting challenge, as Dr. Lloyd said, Dr. Lloyd, you are from which place?
Sir, I'm from Udupi.
You are from Udupi.
Yes.
Dr. Praveen sir is also from nearby Udupi.
Yes, sir. He's from Dakshina Kannada. Yes, sir.
Dakshina Kannada. Right. So, but Shankarama is from?
I'm from North Karnataka, but I am very happy to part with Dakshin Kannada. I studied in NITK and I know Tulu also.
Okay, that is fine. But you are
Yeah.
basically from
Basically
which place?
from North Karnataka. Vijayanagar district. Before it was a Ballari district, now it is departed to Vijayanagar. I am belonging to Vijayanagar district.
Okay, Vijayanagar district. Vanaraju sir?
ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಸರ್. ಈಗ
Mandya.
ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಕಿತ್ತೂರು. ನಾನು
Okay.
ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಬಂದು ಮಂಡ್ಯ.
Mandya. Savita ma'am?
ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಬಿಜಾಪುರ್ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಬಿಜಾಪುರ್ ಸರ್, ಬಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮುಧೋಳ ಹತ್ರ ಯಡಾಳಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸರ್.
Okay. Can you see the difference between the language that what Vanaraju sir has spoke and what Dr. Savita madam spoke? Savita madam, once again,
Yes.
go ahead.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನೀವೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಅದನ್ನ?
ಸರ್ ನನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಬಿಜಾಪುರ್ ರೀ, ಬಟ್ ನಾನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮುಧೋಳ ಹತ್ರ ಯಡಾಳಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸರ್.
Okay, Vanaraju sir, now you go ahead.
ಸರ್ ನಂದು ಮೂಲತಃ ಬಂದು ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋಂತ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬೆಳಗಾವಿ ಕಿತ್ತೂರು ಸರ್.
Okay, Praveen sir, now you go ahead with the same statement.
ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಮೂಲತಃ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ಕಾಸರಗೋಡು.
Okay, so what is the challenge that did you see?
Dialect, ಉಪವರ್ಣ.
That's absolutely right. Then
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಭಾಷೆಗೂ ಅದರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂತ ಪ್ರಾದೇಶಿಕ ಭಿನ್ನತೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
you are absolutely right.
ಮೈಸೂರು
See, I am sitting in the one second.
ಕನ್ನಡ
I'm sitting in the place of Mysore, right? So Mysore is just, you go towards south. There is a place called Chamarajanagar. The entire accent of Chamarajanagar is entirely different from Mysore. Right. So because our ಭಾಷೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಎಳಿತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ. Right. So and if you just go towards the north of Mysore, there is a Mandya. Right. So there is a Mandya, and the way that they speak is entirely different. And Vanaraju sir is using a very soft spoken Kannada, but their Kannada is very hard. Right. So basically Mandya Kannada seems to be very hard in the entire Karnataka state. Right. So because the way that they speak, they'll have some kind of an very highly dignified and some level
power.
of
Power, sir. It is power. They will be showing power in their language.
Power, but
Sir, I had been working in Yadgir for 2 years. And their language, in the beginning, I was thinking that they are scolding for everything.
ಒಂದಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ನಿಜ. ಅದ್ರ ಮೈಸೂರು ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಶಕಾರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಹ ದ್ರವಿಡಿಯನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗುಣವನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
You are absolutely right, sir. You are absolutely right. But
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ್. ನಮ್ದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಕರೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿನೇ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕರೆಯೋದು. ಹಕಾರ ಶಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಬಂದಾಗ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್.
See, sir, Dr. Prabhu Swami sir has given a wonderful example. See, there is a lot of difference between Mahadeva and Mahadeva. Agree or disagree?
I agree, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but how do you
Howd-
train it? How do you train your translator? Right. So whether it is a Mahadeva or Madeva, that is point number one. Point number two, and if I go towards this side, right? So hardly around 100 kilometers we reach Coorg. If I go to Coorg, the language itself is very different, right? So they'll speak, Kodava language, right? So they'll speak Kodava language. See, why I'm telling is this is see the diversity and see the research that you can penetrate, right? So in the different world, right? So in the different languages. Right. So, and very importantly now, what do I want to say is, right. So Chamarajanagar Mahadeva, it's a good example that has been given by Prabhu Swami sir. Now, I'll give you a word, right. So you please tell me the meaning of this word. So there is a word called Beragu in Kannada. What is the meaning of Beragu in Kannada? Praveen sir, 1 second, I'll come one by one. Praveen sir? ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಪ್ರಭು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸರ್.
ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆರಗು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್. ನಾನು ಮಹಾದೇವ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್.
ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಉಚ್ಚಾರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಹತ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ದೇವ, ಮಹಾದೇವ ಬೃಹತ್ ಆದ ದೇವ, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾದ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾವು ಮಾದೇಶ್ವರ ಬೆಟ್ಟದ ಮಾದೇಶ್ವರನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಾದಿಗ ನೋಡಿ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮಾದಿಗ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಂದಂತವರು ಮಹಾದೇವ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸಹ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅರ್ಥ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಹಾದೇವ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಹಾದೇವ ಆದಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ರೈಟ್ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಬೆರಗು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರ ಅಂತ, ಪ್ರಭು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರ ಅಂತ. ಸವಿತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಬೆರಗು?
ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಂಡ್ಯದವರು ವನರಾಜ ಸರ್ ಬನ್ನಿಲಿ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಗೋ ಒಟ್ಟ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಬೆರಗು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎರಡು ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಸಂಕೇತಿಸುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರಗನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೈಗುಳಗಳ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರಗನ್ನ ಬೆರಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ.
ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ರೈಟ್, ಇವಳು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆರಗ್ ಬಂದವಳ ಹಂಗ ಆಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವಳು ಅಂತ ಬೈದಿದೀವಿ.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಸಿ, the same word has got multiple meanings. Prabhu Swami sir ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, see, it's such a wonderful example that he gave. Mahadeva, it's so much of difference. Similarly, ಒಂದೇ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾದೇವ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬೆರಗು ಬೆರಗು. Right. So in the two context, it takes two different meanings. Now, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? Right. So can you really come out with some solution, right? So such that ಈಗ ಏನೇನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟರ್ is these translators unfortunately cannot capture these differences. You see the research problem that is available, especially in the field of language. Right. So why I'm saying this is not only in Kannada, this is true with Marathi, this is true with Malayalam, this is true with Telugu, this is true with Tamil. Right. So the same set of words. And English you forget. English is most of them will tell them will tell the English as an some other type of a language which can be used in different contexts, because that is the only language which doesn't differentiate between singular and plural. Right. So singular and plural. Right. So whereas in our regional languages we have a lot of sensitivity to the languages. Avaru annadukunuve, avanu annadukunuve, there is a lot of difference. Yes or no? Right. So avaru means with due respect. Avanu means you are trying to call singularly. Right. So even if you want to call your vice chancellor, you'll speak, hey, come here. Right. So ನೀವು ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, you come here ಅಂದ್ರೆ you are talking singularly. See, this is what the research problems that exist. Can you work on this? Right. So can you work on this? So in order to work on this, You need not to go anywhere. You just try to tag with your computer science teacher who is sitting in your another department, right? So, and tell them, right? So this is what the problem that I am facing, right? So this is what the solution that I am expecting for, right? So as soon as if I give the context, ಬೆರಗು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ in a good sense that I am using ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕರ for the ಬೆರಗು, or ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಉಚ್ಚುಚ್ಚಂಗ ಆಡ್ತಾಳಲ್ಲ ಆ ಬೆರಗು, right? So that is what the word that I am using. See, this is what the problem that you are going to see, especially in the field of natural language processing. So that is why the government of India has spending lot of money, right? So lot of money, and especially if you are really looking for some of the research projects. ಈಗ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if you integrate with your computer science teachers or the information technology, right? So this is one hot cake, right? So where you can bring so much of amount, because there is one group called TDIL, which is owned by government of India, that is Technology Development for Indian Languages. That is TDIL, Technology Development for Indian Languages, because the central government is also spending so much of amount, such that, and they are pushing, right? So such that even the higher education has to be given in their regional languages. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. So higher education, right? So whether it could be in psychology, whether it could be in political science, whether it could be in mathematics, or it could be an engineering, right? So government is trying to push, right? So to make use of the language, right? So to the best extent, right? So that to the regional languages, right? So but we don't find a solution for that. But if you go to the European countries, see, there is no any other languages that they'll use. If you go to Germany, they'll teach only in the German language. If you go to France, they'll teach only in the French language. If you go to Finland, they'll teach only in Finnish, right? So they'll give a lot of attention towards the regional languages. But unfortunately, in the India, which is considered to be a very diversified country in the entire world, which has got more than 3,000 languages. Prabhu Swami sir, more than 3,000 languages in India.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅಷ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ನಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದರ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಟ್ರೈಬ್ಸ್, ಟ್ರೈಬ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋ ರೀತಿನೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ these information technology. So that is one of the very interesting research that you can really work upon, right? So if you are very much interested, you can really work on this. And these are some of the different ways of building the dialects, especially if you are trying to make use of the information technology in the field of the languages, right? So see, Rama threw the ball, Rama Chendannu esedanu, right? So but can you, this is this tree that whatever I have constructed, the constructed tree is in computer science, right? So this Rama threw the ball is an English language. Rama Chendannu esedanu is an regional language. See, there is an involvement of the international language, there is an involvement of a regional language, there is an involvement of a research, right? So there is an involvement of an computer science or the information technology, right? So all put together, that will become an interdisciplinary. The English combined with the Kannada, they combined with the computer science, right? So then the computer science again combined with the English, because reverse, right? So it has to give the same meaning. Rama threw the ball, Rama Chendannu esedanu. This is how actually the research takes place in the field of languages. Anybody is from economics?
Yes, sir. Baswaraj Ubli, economics.
Baswaraj Ubli, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Economics, sir.
Economics. So economics.
Yes, sir.
Okay, economics, commerce, right? So I think it's a hot cake in the present world. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
right.
yes.
So because if you see, especially in the country like India, right? So the country like in the country like India, only people are giving lot of attention towards towards the professional, courses which are considered to be the professional courses, like either the medicine or the engineering. But if you see the Western countries, this is the hotcake subject. Which one? The economics.
Sir,
Right.
kind request, sir. In Karnataka,
Yes,
there is no economics for any commerce students and as well as other management students. They removed from all the streams. They are now learning only BA students only, sir.
Okay, sir. Do you think that is a wise decision, sir? ಅದು ಸರಿನಾ ಸರ್ ಅದು?
ಸರ್ ಅದು ಅಕ್ಷರಶಃ ತಪ್ಪು ಸರ್. ಇದು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಿಸ್ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿಬಹುದು ಸರ್. ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗಾರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ, ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ರೂಡ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್.
Sir,
academic misbehavior, sir.
Sir, I strongly agree with your point, because see, economics and commerce should always go in hand in hand. Right, so it should always go in hand in hand. Right, so because see,
ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟಿಂಗ್, ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಕನಾಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್, ಡೇಟಾ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್. But in what about in Karnataka, I really don't know. It's totally we are deeming in economic subject with due respect. I don't know, sir.
You're absolutely right, sir. Sir, I totally agree with your statement, because that is not the way to really, take our education to the best extent. It is absolutely, it is not at all, acceptable. The reason is very simple and straightforward, because see, if you go just outside the Karnataka, or if you just outside the, our university, everybody talks something about the interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary and all. But where are we giving the opportunity to collaborate? Right, so we are not giving the opportunity for collaboration. See, I told you, see, language, it's such a wonderful subject, right? So which has got a lot of potential, and crores of rupees has been dedicated, but nobody is using. Because why? Because nobody is really interested to go out of the box. What is data analytics? Murugesh sir has absolutely told, about the data science. See, data science is one subject which is penetrating to the best out of best languages. But where are we really using that data science? We are not using. We are not predicting. We are not predicting anything. Because a good example that can be given is, we will do such a worst financial managers that you can see in the whole world is from the India. Do you agree, Murugesh sir?
Your words 100% correct, sir, without any doubt.
Sir, why? Because see, we being an UGC staff, right? So we being an UGC staff, and we draw 6th pay commission or the 7th pay commission, we'll get good ample of amount. But you see, at the end of the day, what is the thing that you have planned for your future?
Sir, in colleges, in almost all, in teaching fraternity also, nobody knows what is the financial management.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Nobody knows what is financial management. And especially, sir, if you please forgive me if I am wrong, especially my students, especially my engineering students, ಈ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಈ ಕೋತಿಗೆ ಎಂಡ ಕುಡಿಸ್ದಂಗ್ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Because the students will act like that, because there will be in the college for 4 years. The third year itself they'll get a job through the placement activities, through the placement recruitments, and in the 6th semester, 7th semester only, they'll be drawing 40,000 to 50,000 rupees internship. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಕೋತಿಗೆ ಎಂಡ ಕುಡಿಸ್ದಂಗೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಕಚಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾರೆ.
Sir, with your permission, sir, I will add for all my teaching faculty, please don't mind otherwise. Sir, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಟೋಟಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ನಮ್ದು ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೇಟಿಗೆ ಇದು ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ nowadays.
Yes, sir. This is sir. Either to be frank with everyone, sir, even the money is not flowing properly. That is the worst part.
Yes.
Right. Even without saving, I strongly agree. Right. So without saving, yes. See, it's all what do the saving will happen? Basically, at the end of the day, all the saving will be converted into black. Agree or disagree? All the savings will be converted into black at the end of the day. And once
probability is less, sir, I can say.
Sorry?
Probability is less if it is converted. All the money is converted to block, I'm not strongly agree for that.
No, madam, because you are a teacher, that is why you don't know that idea. But because you talk from the perspective of an real estater.
In that sense, I strongly agree.
That's what, madam. That's what, madam. See, with your all your kind permission, the only sincere taxpayers that exist in this country like India are only the teachers.
Exactly.
It could be even the private school teachers.
Yes, yes.
From private school teachers to the higher education institutes, the only sincere taxpayers are the teachers. And the only less opportunity that is given in this country is for the teachers. Yes or no?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yes, sir. Basura, sir, you want to tell something?
Black money holder, they don't have in the form of cash. They are
Sorry?
converted in black money holders. They
Sorry?
don't have in the form of cash. Sir. Sir.
Really, sir.
Sir, black money holders, they don't have in the form of cash, no, sir. So they
yes,
have
that is the problem. See, once it is converted into cash, I mean, once it is converted into black, there is no movement of the cash. Then avagéನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, economic crisis arises.
ಸರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನ. ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ದು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರೆಟರ್ನಿಟಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಂತದೇ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಸರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಂತ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ದೇರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸೈಡ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಳಸಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಒನ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ that is not controlled by our system only, sir.
Yes,
we
sir.
want to live in that.
Yes, sir. See, sir, though the information technology is so penetrated in the entire world, because the only untouched area is are not efficiently used in the field of economics and the especially in the field of economics, right? So we have not used the information technology to the best extent, especially in the field of economics. Still we are supposed to do lot of things in the field of economics, right? So in the field of economics, especially to have the very stable economy, because why I'm telling this is even this in the same fraternity, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, 28 ಜನ 29 ಜನದಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆರಿ ಜನರಲ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ. ಈಗ GDP ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, GDP ಬಗ್ಗೆ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಟಾಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೀ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ us doesn't know. Agree?
Really sir, you are 100% correct.
Yes, because we have not been taught. Why we have not been taught? Otherwise we have not put an effort to understand the economy, because economy is economics should agree with me, because everybody tells economy is the backbone of the country. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Economics is the backbone of the country. So once there is a flaw in the economy, right? So definitely we'll all tend towards the failure of the country. So why I given this example is, right? So please make sure that we can definitely integrate all the information technology, right? So such that to the best operations, right? So all this economists will make use of the information technology to the best extent, right? So and they can do the wonderful things. And commerce, once again, e-commerce, right? So if you talk especially the e-commerce and all, right? So nowadays it has become an hot cake, right? So in one or the other way, right? So more, I think ours is the last generation that will be going to the shops or the supermarkets, right? So otherwise down the line another 5 maximum of 10 years, I don't think so that there is any supermarket that really exists in the world, right? So that exists in the world, right? So because the life is becoming so simple, you sit at home, you order anything, even if you order a packet of curd, right? So within no time the curd will be delivered to your home without the cost, which is more beneficial. Yes or no? Right? So which is more beneficial, right? So that is how actually the information technology has penetrated to the world of economics and the commerce, right? So should always go together, right? So and you see the prediction, because of the wrong prediction of the commerce, or because of the wrong prediction of the economics, right? So there are so many things that are taking place in this, country like India. If you see, especially in the car industry, car manufacturing industry, you don't see either. You see, there is only the dominating, predominant. I was just reading one news article. 90% of the stocks are held by Maruti, Tata, Hyundai, Mahindra. Agree? Only these four companies. It's Maruti, Tata, Hyundai, and Mahindra. Only, I mean, we should be really grateful that all, the Tata is an Indian company, right? So the Maruti, to the certain extent, they have collaborated with the Suzuki, right? So otherwise, Mahindra is an Indian company. Yes, good, right? So, but what about the others? General Motors, you see, already gone. Ford, it is already gone, right? So now slowly, if you take Nissan is about to go out of the country. You take Volkswagen is also is ready to go out of the country. Why is this? Because the improper estimation of their economy in the country like India, right? So they have to study their mindset, the people's mindset, and then they should really come out with the what is best and what is wrong to do with their business. So this is all about the economics. Psychology, anybody is from psychology? I don't think so any psychologists are there. But see, whatever the artificial intelligence and machine learning people are talking about. Praveen sir?
Sir, psychology ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. If you wish, I will share the things, sir.
ಮುರುಗೇಶ್ ಸರ್?
ಹಾ ಸರ್ ಮುರುಗೇಶ್ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಹೊಸದೊಂದು ಸರ್ ನರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಥಿಯರಿ ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರಲ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಸರ್. ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಹುಡ್ಕಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, within a next moment of time you will get the same information what you searching for that. That will keep on giving it, which is called the behavioral economics, which we attached more towards the buying behavior of so-called the people who are purchasing. This is a psychological behavior. This is when we are worried about all those things.
That is psychology nudging.
Nudging behavior anta barutte sir. Adana behavioral economics anta kariti sir. We study psychology of the consumer. The what you want to purchase and everything. The seller side, they will search for this one, sir.
Okay. So what I wanted to say, what I wanted to say is, see, all this artificial intelligence and machine learning, you ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ sir, Praveen sir, ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ in the beginning.
Sir.
The entire artificial intelligence and the machine learning, the basic fundamental is this subject, psychology. What is psychology? Is basically a study of human mind, human brain. The same psychological aspects are employed in the computer science. So that is why without psychology we cannot imagine the artificial intelligence, and it is being used to the best extent. As Iga Murugesh sir ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, see, you are trying to use your rediffmail.com. ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ನೀವು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, suddenly today it will stop, pop up saying that these are the plots that are available, these are the best hotels that are available, these are the best flights that are available to travel, right? So how it is this happens? It's all basically the recommendation systems, that they are going to make use, right? So they recommend.
One more thing, sir. I think probably ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ AI ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಅದು ಆಸುಹಕ್ಕಾಗಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲೋ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲೋ ಏನೋ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ AI ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
You are absolutely right, sir. You are absolutely right, Nagesh sir. I strongly agree your point. It's not one and done. It's basically it's going together, right? So it's going together, right? So criminology, in the field of criminology, yes, there are so many things that are happening in the field of criminology. I'll just skip all these things. Sociology, anybody is from sociology here? Right. So if nobody is from sociology, even sociology, is it good or bad? Right. So many people want to know where is it all going. Newspaper, magazines, TV, radio, and of course the internet are all full of evaluations and predictions, both dire and glorious. Right. So see, this is what we have seen, that this is what our generation, 90s kids. Right. So but if you see now, right, so this is the kid of today's world. Right. So he is having the laptop, he is having the mobile phone, he is having the best computing machine, he is having an high-end camera, he is having an very big monitor system, but still the kid is not happy with that, and he is asking for one more device. Right. So he's asking for one more device. Right. So I mean to say that the entire society, in the present society, is deeply involved with the technology. Right. So it's deeply involved with the technology, and we wanted to know each and every aspects that is going on in and around of ourselves. Right. So that is why in the sociology, in the field of sociology, right, so it has created the breakthrough. Right. So without the technology, right, so it is practically impossible to just imagine our societal life. Right. So for example, just now Nagesh sir was telling, right, so previously if you see the old generation, I think once the class is done, that's it, gone. Right. So nowadays, you see, you can establish your contact even with your friends who studied in kindergarten. You can establish your contact who studied in class 10th. You can establish your contact who have done degree with yourselves. Right. So how it is possible? It is all possible through the social media. Right. So which is giving a lot of powerful platforms. Right. So to achieve the good things, especially in the field of sociology. Right. So last field is in the field of education. I've spoken many things, especially in the field of education. Right. So I think by using the ERP, that is Enterprises Resource Planning. Right. So either it could be an Samarth or it could be an any private customized ERP, Enterprises Resource Planning, that are available. Right. So there are so many options that are given. Right. So at the different levels. Right. So at the different levels. Right. So the different levels, at the level of teachers, at the level of non-teaching staff, at the level of students, at the level of parents. Right. So the member of the school or college management. Right. So each and every stage. Right. So we have penetrated this in technology. Right. So in the field of education. Right. So research. Right. So I'll just skip all these things. Research. I just wanted to showcase you that how this research can be done by using the various tools. Right. So these are some of the data analysis tools that are available. Right. So before that, especially for the publication, you can use these set of tools that are available. Right. So for example, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, and LaTeX for the research publication, and Apache OpenOffice for the publication. And even if you are trying to plan to propose your research articles through your regional languages, you can make use of the different tools that are available to publish your research article. These are the tools that are available for the data analysis, because the data is one which plays a very, very important role in everybody's research. Right. So these are some of the tools that are available for the data analysis. I'll just try to share the slides with everyone. Right. So you can just go through these slides. Right. So which can be used for the other purpose. Right?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
Sir, data analysis ಗೆ ಸರ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾರ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್?
Yes, sir. You can definitely it depends upon the what type of data that you are going to make use. Right. So for example, in some of the very conventional research, the MS Excel itself is more than enough to do the lot of which is but more or less free software tools are not will not give almost all the features that are available. But if the university has taken an license, right, so definitely you can make use of to the best extent. Otherwise, the highly recommendable as tool that I recommend for the data analysis is SPSS. SPSS is a good tool that can be used. And if you want,
what this PSP, sir? Sir, what about this PSP software is there for open source software for data analytics? PSP software, sir. It is not there in the slide, sir. But one more software is there for data analysis, like SPSS, sir.
Okay, yeah, definitely you can make use of that, because people are making use of the tools which are available at the free of cost, which are called as open source softwares, right? So which are called as open source softwares. You can make use of that software also. Yes, right. So these are some of the tools that are available to manage the database. Database is nothing but the systematic way of managing the data, right? So the systematic way of managing the data, right? So these are all the different set of tools that are available, packages that are available to maintain and manage the database. Search engine, yes, Google search engine, right? So Google search engine and Google search engine. Google search engine, there is a Bing, there is an AOL, there is an Ask.com, there is an Yahoo, right? So there are so many other search engine tools and techniques that are available. You can make use of these search engines also, right? So importance and usage of IT in chemistry, right? So this is quite a very well-known things that are happening. If you merge chemistry with the computer, then it will become a computational chemistry. It is as simple as this, right? So there are many software tools for chemistry like ChemDrive, Chemical Shift Index, Delphi, and ChemiSketch, right? So you can make use of these tools for the field of chemistry. For mathematics, right? So if you just combine mathematics with computers, it will become computational mathematics, right? So these are some of the tools that are available: MATLAB, Wolfram Mathematica, MAPLAB, etc. Importance and usage of IT in physics. If you combine the computers with the physics, it will become computational physics, right? So some of the tools are Scilab, Vensim, right? So Root, right? So, but these are all the paid, tools that what I am speaking, right? So if you want to make use of the computers in the life science, right? So this is how the computers can be used in the field of lifestyle, like MRI scans, X-ray scans, ultrasounds, etc. So which is extensively used for medical imaging, right? So bioinformatics, right? So where the zoology or the botanist or even the genetical engineering, right? So the biotechnologist can do a lot of analysis with respect to the sequence of data that is available, where they can use a lot of machine learning concepts, right? So in the field of bioinformatics, these are some of the applications in the field of bioinformatics, right? So I'll just skip all these things. Cloud computing, I don't talk about the cloud computing.
Hello, sir. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir. ನಾನು ಸುರೇಖಾ ಸರ್, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಸರ್, ಇದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 3 ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್, ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಏಷಿಯನ್ ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಪ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
Scopus.
Yes, sir.
Scopus is considered to be the best.
ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ 3 ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ 3 or 4 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು.
Okay, very nice. Congratulations, madam. Because Scopus is the one journal, right? So which is considered to be the scientifically evaluated journal. I think there will be more than 2 revivers, right? So which will be extremely revived and will give the feedback for the multiple number of iteration, right? So there are many other papers which are indexed at the different portals also, right? So Scopus is one of the best, right? So definitely I agree that.
ನಾನು 3 ಕಡೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್, ನಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೋಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Yeah, Scopus is best, madam, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving more information.
Yes. Classrooms in the cloud, right? So people are talking about mobile learning nowadays, online academics and open education platforms, foreign language learning. This is one of the other fields that you can think about. So now this is a very interesting word which you are going to see in the next coming decade, that is called as an BOID. That is bring your own device. You need not to carry this books and all, right? So you can come with your own device, right? So which will be a mobile phone or which will be a tab to the class, right? So and just engage in the learning activity. So that is called as an mobile learning, right? So these are some of the free available Google services, right? So that are available, right? So free web-based email, calendar and documents for collaborative study, right? So then initiated 2 important campaigns. That is, one is Chromebooks for education and tablets with Google Play for education, right? So these are some of the free Google apps that are available for the educations, right? So which can be definitely used to the best extent. Otherwise, this is little expensive, right? So when compared to the Google, right? So that is AWS, Amazon Web Service, right? So which requires some premium amount to be paid in order to take the services of Amazon's, right? So I think in overall summary, we started with the very fundamentals of the information technology, right? So information technology and how this information technology can be impacted to the different domains of your work. And there is a lot of scope that is available, right? So by combining the computers or the information technology, right? So with respect to the different domains, and you can do the real wonders by incorporating the information technology with your own domains. For example, I spoke about the language with computers, chemistry with computers, physics with computers, and then economics with computers. So you can really you can really explore some of the research avenues which will become an interdisciplinary research, right? So I think this is what actually I wanted to convey. With this, I take this opportunity to thank the academic staff college, right? So staff college for the UGC-HRD Center for giving me this opportunity and to share some of my experience. That's it, right? So it's not anything which is new that we can. So somebody has asked speech to text. So there is one portal. Just a second. There is one portal. So you can, yes, you can make use of this. Somebody, Dr. Shivkumar sir has requested to share a tool which converts from speech to text. But this is one of the best tool that is available, right? So you can make a note of it, right? So which converts your speech into an text, right? So I think hopefully it was helpful for everyone. Nevertheless, we spent around 2.5 hours. I think there was some minimum things, at least minimum things that you have taken from this session. If any doubts are there, I am open to answer any queries are there.